All right. I'm going to rant here for a moment here, and there's going to be a lot of people in the Elite Dangerous community that aren't going to like it. I'm going to talk about something that I was really looking forward to, which were carriers. I was foaming at the mouth for carriers when I had the very smell of it in my nose, knowing that the carriers were going to come out. I was like, this is going to draw me back into Elite Dangerous. I was really excited for carriers. I thought it was going to bring back a PvP element that is desperately missing in the game. There should be dangerous. It is all elite, no dangerous. And I thought, you know what? Carriers are going to come into the game and they're going to kind of change it. Frontier's going to flip the script and they're going to bring back a PvP community somehow. And carriers are going to be the reason that people are going to come back to the game in massive, in droves. And, the game has lost a lot of its player base. The player base that is left is the very safe Disney franchised, very safe space experience that, we're just grinding missions and we're not involved in any player to player interaction. It's an online fucking game that has safe mode so that people who think they're getting griefed can go there so they feel safer than it already is anyway in the multiplayer experience, which is really why I'm so angry at David Braben and Frontier right now, is because they're literally making space so fucking safe that it holds no draw for me. And I know I'm in the minority of the Elite Dangerous community, because those who are dedicated PvP players, not even just PvP players, but player to player, P2P, I'm coining a new phrase, these types of players that like to go into an online game and, hey, imagine this, play with other fucking real people, are just being squashed out of the game, and have been for more than 3 years. It was evident to me back then. Now, carriers, what are you going to be able to do with them? Going to be able to use them to attack other carriers? Nope. No carrier to carrier fleet battles, which would be, in my mind, be something quite extraordinary to watch. Even if I was a PvE grinder, I'd love to sit at the very perimeter of a battle, watching 2-player carriers going at it, having a great time, just going, wow, I can't believe this is happening in front of my eyes. Nope, we're not going to have any of that, because there's no PvP involved with the new carriers, because they're not destructible. Wait a second. Let me just say this once again. And you're going to have a lot of people cheering. Of course, I don't want them destructible. I just spent billions of dollars. These things are going to be really expensive. But there needs to be a risk-reward factor here. Everybody's going to eventually have a carrier, because you can continue to farm missions. You can continue to do the grind, eventually amassing the amount that you need for carriers, and they're not destroyable? What the fuck is going on over at Frontier that they think this is a normal thing, that this is fine? Because eventually everybody and their mother's going to have a carrier. Eventually, if they're not destructible. And this is what I got at the Gamescom reveal when Frontier came out with the fleet carriers. When they said, here's your details. Here you go. We're not able to destroy them. We can't use them to attack one another. Are you goddamn kidding me? Once again, making it a very safe Disney experience. It's like I'm riding in the It's a Small World ride in my cart, going around, and they're singing It's a Small World After All. There's literally no reason for me to get back into the game, and I really thought the carriers were going to be the reason that I would get back into Elite Dangerous. I've been looking for a reason to get back into the game, because the flight is like no other. I'm telling you, for a space game, the flight experience in Elite Dangerous is par none the best flight experience I've ever had. One of the best connections I've ever had to my ship in a space game has been Elite Dangerous. Fuck you, Frontier and David, for making it so goddamn safe. The only way I've ever been able to find PvP in the game is by going to community goals, because I know that there's commanders out there that do the community goals, and they all amass to the systems to where the community goals are going. And I thought that was a mechanic that they added so that people like me who like PvP can go to these areas and have a good time. But they've made the goddamn commanders here so much like sucking on a tit, like, oh God, we got to be safe, that people think when you have PvP that it's like you're getting griefed. And it's ridiculous to me that there is no dangerous in Elite Dangerous. Don't call it Elite Dangerous. Just call it Elite. I need you guys to understand that there is a group of people. The game could be much more popular if it would bring an element of danger into it. And there's going to be so many people that are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. That's okay. You know, like that's why I left. That's why I left the community, because they have driven out people that like experiences with other people, which it is a multiplayer game. It's an MMO, and people don't want any of the multiplayer. They just want to go around looking at things, and great, you got another fucking thing to look at, people. You got large carriers that do jack shit. They don't do anything other than you want to land on it continually and collect the items needed in an economy that doesn't even matter because it's not effective, so that you can jump your carrier around. Okay, great. You can look at it and say, wow, look what I got, and look at it nice and safe, because nobody's going to be able to destroy it. And there's going to be no reason for it other than for you just to look at it continually. And when you get fucking bored with that gameplay, you're going to wonder why. You're going to wonder why. Well, shit, I just ground all this money up to get myself this carrier. And after a month or two of landing on the carrier over and over again, collecting all the fucking fuel and things that you need for this thing to jump, that's all you get to do with it. Congratulations, Frontier. Great job. Jesus. The placating to an audience of people that are thumbsuckers that do not enjoy space. These are people that don't understand that space is dangerous. Space is supposed to be dangerous. Nope, just Elite here. I'm just so disappointed. I'm just so very disappointed, because I really thought this was going to be my drawback into Elite Dangerous. And of course, I am disappointed once again. It is not my game. So disappointed, because it is such a good flight experience. It is such a good flight experience. The physics are fantastic. The sounds, the visuals, everything are there. All except for the actual play. The gameplay is flat. And carriers to come in here and to entice me with this, damn you for tickling me, thinking that something great was going to happen here, and it's not. Thank you. And that's all I have to say about that. Thanks for watching this vid. I'm hoping somehow I get involved into Elite Dangerous once again, but we shall see. I thought it was going to be carriers, but it actually has to do with the gameplay. Imagine that. And thanks, everybody. I will see you on the next vid.